Target locked. Fire.
Welcome back, watch people. Now today, this is all about an unashamed plug for my channel sponsors, and I'll tell you why, guys, because we're coming up to that time of year, aren't we, when a lot of watches are bought and sold. Traditionally, November, December, January are probably the three busiest months of the year. December and January, without doubt, the two busiest months of the year when it comes to either buying or selling fine watches. Now, if I was a member of the watch buying public, the information that I'm about to give you now, I would be extremely grateful to receive, because it is actually worth its weight in gold. Now, let me talk today about my sponsors and the reason they sponsor my YouTube channel, and the reason that I've decided to take these guys on as sponsors, why they're so good for you, let alone for me and my channel. Now, I want to make something clear right from the off. Nobody could just come along and sponsor my channel. I've probably had in the last year 50 or 60 people that have asked me to spend money on my channel, sponsorships, plugs, etc, etc, and I turn the vast majority down, not because they're not good dealers, but because I just don't know them well enough personally to vouch for them in front of the world. And it's a big risk, vouching for a watch dealer, like I'm about to watch for the guys that are coming up in a minute, like I'm about to vouch for them, I should say. It's a big deal. It's a big deal for me, it's a big deal for them, because if I get it wrong and if they get it wrong, everyone gets into a right muddle, don't they? So the dealers that sponsor my channel, my trusted dealers, have been very, very, very carefully selected, and they've been selected because I've known them for years and I know exactly what they're all about. Let's start with Chris Clark, my old friend Chris Clark, at Sonin Vintage Watches. Chris was actually the very first guy that I invited to sponsor my channel. I've known Chris for donkey's years. Chris is a middle-aged guy, pretty similar. I think he's a bit younger than me, Chris. Runs an absolutely superb operation, soninvintagewatches.com. He has quite an array of watches, both modern and vintage, to be fair. And Chris is just a 100% reliable guy. Look, listen, if you fall out with Chris, you're doing something wrong, because he's just one of those guys that's a one in a million in every way, to work with, to deal with. If you get a problem, he'll look after you. I mean, boy, this bloke even hand delivers most of his watches. I can't speak highly enough of Chris. soninvintagewatches.com. If you're looking to buy or sell, give him a shout, because he's absolutely golden. Let's move on to my old friend Spencer at BQ Watches. Now, Spencer is one of, if not the biggest independent watch dealers in the UK. He's huge, Spencer. Runs a very, very impressive large operation. But I'll tell you why I've been so impressed with Spencer over the years. Whilst growing a huge business, and his business is a huge one, he's managed to retain that personal touch. Spencer is a guy that he's still prepared and willing for me to give out his own personal WhatsApp number to my viewers. Bearing in mind that, let's be honest, probably 9 out of 10 calls go absolutely nowhere, and you know, God knows he must spend half of his life on the phone, does Spencer. Now, we speak on a regular basis, and I can absolutely guarantee you Spencer's always asking me, Paul, how can we improve our business? How can we improve our customer service? How can we improve our relationship with our customers? This guy is obsessed with trying to give his customers the best possible service, and leave them with the best possible taste in their mouth that he can do. Now look, nobody can please everyone, and of course there are always going to be people that ring up with expectations that are, you know, not realistic, let's put it that way. But Spencer does his best. He's got a huge inventory, and mainly, I mean, he's more interested in buying, really, because the selling takes care of itself for people like Spencer. But look, again, if you want to buy, you want to sell, Spencer at bqwatches.com, a great guy to deal with. If you don't get through to him personally, you know, don't be offended. Remember, he's running a very, very big business there, and he's not on his phone 24 hours a day just for any one person. He tries to keep everyone happy. My old mate Gary Sanderson at Sanderson and Son. What can I say about Gary? Gary's someone that I've travelled around the world with in many respects. Been to numerous watch fairs with over the years. Gary's one of the fussiest buyers of a watch that you'll ever meet. I mean, like, selling a watch to Gary is just, it's a nightmare, because everything has to be 100% right, 110% right. Gary's a really, really good guy. Honest as the day's long. I would trust Gary with my life, let alone my watches. Sandersonson.com. Not the biggest of websites, not always the biggest of inventory, but very much a family-based, family-orientated, family-run business. A great guy to deal with, Gary, and I have no qualms whatsoever in recommending him and his services to all of my watch people. Jonathan Gilbert at Edinburgh Watch Company. What can I say about Jonathan? Another super, uber lovely guy. A guy that honestly I've not known for as long as most of the other guys. In fact, I only met Jonathan at the Brighton Watch Show just over a year ago, but we hit it off like we've been lifelong friends, and there's an aura about Jonathan, a very comforting, very calming aura about Jonathan. He's a lovely guy to work with. When Jonathan asked if he could come along to the Brighton Watch Show, I was already aware of him and his reputation up there in Edinburgh, and I was delighted to give him the opportunity to come down, and he just proved himself beyond belief. I mean, every time anyone deals with Jonathan, they come away happy. They ring me up, they tell me, Paul, thanks for putting me in touch with Jonathan. What a nice guy. Brilliant to deal with, honest as the day's long. And it's nice to have these people that you can absolutely guarantee you can rely on, and they're not going to try and stitch you up. They're not going to try and sell you something you don't want. In fact, most of these guys will turn you off of spending money rather than turning you on to spending money if they don't feel the deal is right for you. Giles Waite, Watches of Distinction. Giles, what a lovely guy Giles is. Again, someone that I've known for a very long time, really knows his stuff. Giles got his own niche little market, lovely little shop down there in Hampshire. Again, Giles is someone that you can deal with without question, without any worry. He's got a high street shop. Again, everyone that deals with Giles always comes away happy, and he's another businessman that I can highly recommend, and I'm proud to have as a channel sponsor. Last of all, but not least, of course, are my very dear friends at Watch Collectors. Now, a lot of you guys will of course know David Khalil from his own YouTube channel. David works alongside probably one of, if not the best friend that I have in the watch business, the boss at Watch Collectors, who remains a very private individual. I've begged him to come on the channel because he would be one of the best interviews that I could possibly bring you, but he's a very quiet, very unassuming, very private man, and I respect that. A lovely, lovely, lovely individual. Someone who I've done millions of pounds worth of business over the years, and he's trusted me beyond the call of duty. Honestly, guys, he's given me stuff before and said, Paul, just take it, pay me when you want. You know, he's that sort of guy. And we have a very, very special bond and a very special relationship. He's also, by the way, one of the most knowledgeable people that I've ever met in the watch business. If I've got a doubt about anything, Alan, the boss at Watch Collectors, is the first person that I'll call, because his experience is just unbelievable. He's like horology Bible. And he's just a great guy to be around, a great guy to know, and a great guy to do business with. So watchcollectors.co.uk, another one of my proud sponsors, highly recommended. Again, I believe they're more interested in buying these days than selling, because when you have reputations that are as big as these people and you're proven as much as they are, the selling takes care of itself. It's always the buying that's the problem. The secret for watch dealers is buying, not selling. Now guys, look, anyone watching this video can say, well look Paul, all this was a glorified advert for your channel sponsors. And you know what, you'd be absolutely right. It is a glorified advert for my channel sponsors as we head into the busiest time of the year. But as I've already said, I'm pleased and proud that I'm associated with these guys and that they're associated with me and my channel. Not anyone can advertise on my channel. If you advertise on this channel, you can guarantee to the watch buying world that you're an absolutely golden dealer to deal with. Guys, Thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Remember these people, not just now as we build up to Christmas, but in the future. These people will look after you, and you have my absolute word and my guarantee on that fact. Thanks for watching. We'll speak again soon.
This is Squadron Leader. Target spotted at 0 degrees west.